On the day PSG lifted the Champions League trophy, iShowSpeed reunited with Ryan, also known as Chinese Trump, in the tunnel. Speed mentioned that he plans to visit China again, but it remains unclear whether he is simply being friendly or if a second tour is genuinely planned. One thing's for sure, he won't be doing it solo.
I gotta come back to China.
Impression about China?
China, I miss y'all. I gotta do a part 2.
Hello, I'm Cyril and this is Anne. We are Post Cuisine. After weeks of researching Speed's first China tour, I would like to share some insights regarding the trip planning, business partner, and potential investors involved. Spoiler alert! Hey Speed, if you are tuning in, some of these individuals are excellent, while others are toxic. Stick to the good guys like Ryan and Tony, and steer clear of the problematic ones on your next adventure. Let's flash back to March 2025, just before the tour kicked off. When he released the epic teaser trailer featuring mind-blowing VFX, it became clear this wasn't going to be a simple trip like Japan or Germany, where he casually announced, "I'm going," and arrived days later. A lot of groundwork went into planning his visit to China. That fancy trailer alone cost big money, indicating that companies were backing this project. A fact later confirmed by sources. As reported by Vietnam.vn and Dao Insights, EastGoesGlobal handled the scheduling, while 88 Rising took charge of managing his social media presence in China. Let's take a closer look at these two organizations. EastGoesGlobal is a US-based marketing agency, also known as an MCN. That specializes in bringing international stars to the Chinese market and bridging culture gaps. In an ideal scenario, the stars expand their reach in the Eastern market. EastGoesGlobal profits, and Chinese audiences enjoy engaging content. All parties win in this situation. 88 Rising is an American record label founded in 2015 by Sean Miyashiro and Jason Ma. Although its headquarters are located in New York City, Mr. Miyashiro, one of the founders, is an American record producer born in San Jose, California, with Japanese ancestry. Interestingly, the company has significant investments and operates numerous subsidiaries in China. As of now, 88 Rising represents over 30 artists, including Jackson Wang and the Higher Brothers. This explains why the Higher Brothers performed rap in the park just before the arrival of Superidol, and Jackson Wang played table tennis with iShowSpeed in the very first stream in Shanghai. On the same day, we also had a guy known as Pinkman. He works for EastGoesGlobal. I feel calling him that is an insult to Jesse Pinkman, as the guide is a total ass. We'll discuss him further later in this video. iShowSpeed maintains a high standard for content. Frequently during car rides, he wants to jump out because he doesn't tolerate dull moments in his stream. Streaming from 2,000 miles away from the two US-based organizations is not feasible. To enhance local connections, they partnered with Beijing Erka Media, where the top talent, known as the Unicorn Man, is regarded as a key part of the company. The term whore in Chinese translates to jiao, leading to the nickname Jiao Jiao for this artist. He's a funny and cool content creator who has been making videos since 2017. Initially, I had issues with some of his early content, as it was allegedly staged or fake in a sense. His videos primarily focus on sharing Chinese culture in the United States, particularly in California. There were instances when he drove 50 miles to confront a racist individual who was utterly nasty words against China. Jiao Jiao taught the men a lesson, and the offender would often apologize and retract their statement. These stories were likely staged and scripted to gain subscribers in local Chinese market. I am not a fan of this method for growing an account. After some investigation, I suspect that Erka Media is behind this strategy and they influenced him to do it. Their company culture page stated that they were intentionally crafting Jiao Jiao's account in this manner and admitted to this approach. he likely had no choice but to comply as an employee. But that was years ago. Jiao Jiao is definitely not bad. I have faith in him because he returned to the Chongqing stream. The initial plan was for him to be Speed's guide in every city in China, as he speaks both English and Chinese quite well. However, some people just don't click. Like footballers who shine in one league but struggle in another. For instance, look at Anthony. He's unbeatable in La Liga, but find it difficult at Man United. I want to share this video clip of Jiao Jiao in Chongqing with you.
跟甲康哥一起直播一整天是什么体验？今天啊，这甲康哥说让我给他当饭，但我知道我这水平不行啊，我这一口东北大碴子味儿，夹杂着洛生族贫民窟口音的英语，上不了台面。于是我搬来了救兵啊，你说句英文我听听。What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? We're just having dinner. This very nice rabbit. Rabbits are cute, but they're also delicious. 这个啊是瑞哥英语，重庆本地的英文博主。Very nice relationship. 这瑞哥啊，不止口语好，主要他这口音，这美国人来了听着亲切。重庆这个地方讲地头蛇。为了把这次的翻译跟向导工作做好，瑞哥还喊来了他的小兄弟 Jackson， 他宣传重庆的视频，在外网上有1个多亿的播放。我也不需要出镜。瑞哥担心呢，在全世界面前翻译不好，我给他打气。这个事儿它不是关于你，而是关于老外体现中国文化嘛。不要整活，整活过去。你合计合计。甲康哥直播的前一天，瑞哥跟 Jackson 还在规划行程，一直忙碌到凌晨3点多。玩真实的，对，玩真实。哎，这是甲康哥重庆的保安团队，这个手势是集合，这个手势是出发。保安团队里有退伍的军人，有少林寺的弟子，每个人都为了把真实的重庆展现给世界，付出着自己的力量。一场向世界展现真实重庆的直播开始。甲康哥镜头前的闪耀，世界被重庆所震撼的背后，是这几个重庆汉子流着汗跑在前面。Wait, hold on, why do you talk like that? Why do you sound so familiar? This is the way I speak English. 瑞哥的翻译 ，Jackson 的向导获得了全世界的赞赏。Zoom out, show the whole city. Oh. WWW. Oh my god, yo. This shit crazy, bro. China is an underrated tourist spot. I don't want you to overlook China, bro. This is so underrated. I'm with WW. Why need Chongqing? We lit. Turn me up, China.
Jiao Jiao, Ryan, and Jackson truly invested a great deal of love and effort into the Chongqing stream. No wonder it's considered one of China's best W streams. If there's ever a season 2 of China Tour, they should team up again. They create magic together. UNC now is massive, a one-person powerhouse. Thanks to his effort, his hometown of Rongchang County generated a staggering 3.8 billion yuan in revenue. That's well over $500 million just in May. Boasts over 220% year-on-year growth. UNC can assist you with planning using the resources he has at his disposal today. However, the downside is that you are both incredibly famous. Crowds will double. Superidol is a decent bloke, but he has an odd negative reputation in China. It originates from a narcissistic individual who dubbed himself the alpha male of mankind and went viral online. People find it amusing and ridiculous, yet he still somehow managed to attract billions of views. Superidol mimicked his makeup for attention. Then the genuine alpha male scammed women out of money, got cancelled, and people confused him with Superidol. Many netizens mistakenly believed Superidol was a scammer, but he wasn't. The original guy was a true culprit. Anyway, have you seen what Superidol has been up to recently? You really have to take a look.
Hello， 大家好，我是田一鸣。
发牌，不要坐飞机，坐标9.801。
告诉你们一个秘密，
我的世界是一座精神病院。Unisia due danci tu kili tu mi morta, no si quanki yeah tua bastu no ve mi bleka, porci si tu bis. Lengang kuri kuri kuri,哎呀，lengang gu lengang gu lengang kuri kuri kuri， 哎呀，两只眼睛不许乱看，盯着我的眼。老实交代，昨天晚上为何回家玩
As we say, if you don't watch it, it's itchy in your mind. If you do watch it, however, it's painful. Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Now, let's set aside the good and happy bits and delve into the bad and ugly aspects. First, and this is a tough one, there will always be leaks in the schedule. The content creators and celebrities camped at the marriage market in Shanghai's People's Park, the knockoff football stars in Chongqing, and the elderly dancer group. These are acceptable collaborations. Some may have paid the trip planner to secure their spot. It's harmless fun and not annoying at all. In contrast, Shenzhen's drone boss was a pushy salesman. His manners of speaking made me uncomfortable. And don't even get me started on the infamous restaurant in Changsha. Although I am somewhat thankful to the Green Goblin Man, his arrogance boosted my views. My point is, Speed. If you encounter a particular organization that is poor at planning, don't give them a second chance. Fire them. Stick with decent, honest, and warm-hearted individuals like Ryan and Jiao Jiao. Oh, I nearly forgot to mention Jackson. He and the translator lady in Changsha are simply the best. Jackson was involved in schedule planning for Chongqing until late at night and gave it his all. But what about the infamous Pinkman? On multiple occasions, his English skills were dreadful. He didn't understand anything people said to him and translated poorly.
9 out of 10. Tell him 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. He likes it.
我们要走了。
Oh, he likes it.
No, tell him
他
9.
很喜欢这个。
In this instance, Speed was curious about the traditional dress.
Ooh, look at y'all outfits. Where'd I get those from?
Yeah, just over there.
Oh, really? I might gotta give me one.
你们能不能送？
I gotta give me one.
He said, I'm gonna get me one, not give me one. It's okay if your English language skills are lacking, but how can you ask a random lady to gift their clothing to Speed? What were you thinking? Are you a pervert or something creepy? Even if Speed said something odd to me in person, I wouldn't approach a random lady and ask for their clothes without giving any thought. When netizens called him out for being such an amateur translator, he argued, No, I'm not the translator. I'm the trip planner, since no one was there to translate on the day, so I volunteered for the job. So, why didn't you arrange for a professional translator? He posted this on social media, but quickly chickened out and deleted the video.
不就是甲康哥上海站被喷得很惨的粉吗？我刚看了一下，外网基本上全是清一色骂我的评论，不会翻译，态度差，玩手机，就是达成被全世界骂的成就，其实也是很少有人能做到的事情。但是大家有没有想过一种可能，就是我不是翻译呢？回答我 ，Look in my eyes。其实我真的不是翻译啊，我是负责制定他整一个上海的行程以及去执行的人。现场的翻译只是占到我工作占比的可能就2%左右。我承认我翻得不好，但是我翻得快啊，对不对？说实话，观众在看甲康哥直播的时候都看得很开心、很兴奋，但实际上作为整一个把控直播节奏的人，这个直播的现场其实是跟打仗一样的，一点都不夸张。他的直播这么吸引人、这么好看的其中一个理由就是他的节奏非常的快。那么到现场执行的时候，你知道这个难度有多大吗？也就是说，我要严格计算他在每一个地点逗留的时间，以及他到下一个地点间隔的时间。他们的团队要求是不能超过15分钟。所以我的工作其实是要确保甲康哥的整个团队从一个点到另外一个点的方向是正确的，并且他的时间间隔是比较短的。这样的话，大家才可以一直看到他在不停的整活。同时，我需要协调我们的保姆车随时的跟着甲康哥的团队，否则的话，万一人群聚集的很多，他需要上车的时候，如果车没来，那就GG。其实他的整个行程到外滩之前都应该算是比较顺畅的，但是直到外滩之后，他上了一辆随机的公交车，这完全在计划之外。这个时候大家已经开始汗流浃背了，因为开一段之后，有很多疯狂的国际学校的学生在追这辆公交车。我们坐在车里面就看到很多疯狂的粉丝敲打窗户，就很怕那个车会撞到他们或者刮伤他们，对吧？就是这个在里面看的就心惊肉跳的。当然不出所料，就成功引来了帽子叔叔的3-4辆车，就是现实版 GTA 这个感觉。就这样的意外的情况，我需要在现场协调司机在哪一站停，并且协调我们的保姆车从哪里来接我们。然后这个时候翻译翻错了。就被喷。顺便可以透露一下，就老有人说这是安排好的，或者这是剧本，或者谁赞助了什么，但事实上就是根本没有那么多可以安排好的事情。唯一安排好的就只有相亲角那一段，以及在篮球场跟王嘉尔打篮球的那一段。剩下你看到的所有的抽象的人跟事都是真的。就玩抽象还得是自己人。
What an a-hole! You are incompetent in your job, terrible at planning, and a dreadful human being. Don't tell me you are the managing director of EastGoesGlobal. If this information is true, the level of incompetence in this company is shocking. they are not as professional as they seem. When Speed asked him, "Is it the best Shanghai has?" he replied, "Yes, they are." Seriously? Speed started on the pedestrian street of Nanjing Road, near KFC Mankadun store. He walked to People's Park, which is about 1,000 yards away. Then he jumped into the van to Yuyuan, which is 1.5 miles away. After a meal and some wandering, the van took them to Waitan Chaofang to meet Jackson Wang, another 1.5 miles away. After that, they drove to the Bund, another 1.5 miles away, and you walked back to Yuyuan, 700 yards. He then got into a random fan's Tesla, did a milestone celebration backflip, and called it a day. You missed the legendary Nanxiang Bund store, established in the year 1900, which is only 200 yards away from where you asked for the ladies' clothes. You also missed the iconic night view of the Bund. You traveled within a radius of 2 miles, going round and round the entire day. Do you consider that's the best of Shanghai? And you're proud of your planning job? It's like visiting New York and only seeing Times Square, and visiting London, go to Big Ben and call it a day. You are incredibly incompetent. Just quit. Shoo. The suit guy in Beijing is equally a scumbag. He's been blocked by numerous streaming services for cheating and disrespecting women. His face is blurred on national TV channels. Whose idea was it to bring him onto the stream? Apparently, the planner has no understanding of Chinese internet. On a side note, I've heard some netizens claim that Pinkman, Suit Guy, and the lady translator at the Shaolin Temple are orange minions funded by CIA or US aid, who deliberately attempt to make China look bad on stream. When Speed tried to give the Mas Liang all the cash he had, the lady stated Mas Liang was paid by the government. Well, she meant Mas Liang had a well-paid full-time job. The temple was state-owned, and there's no tipping culture here, so Speed doesn't have to pay Mas Liang anything. Unfortunately, she awkwardly combined all 3 points, and now netizens are furious, believing this could damage Mas Liang's as a nation's reputation. Hence, she must be a spy. However, Mas Liang clarified that she's a colleague at the Shaolin Temple. They barely speak English in their daily lives, and she's a bit clumsy with the language. After reviewing hundreds of articles and videos on Zhihu, the Chinese Quora, Tieba, Chinese Reddit, and Bilibili, I found no evidence suggesting they are foreign spies or agents. Some videos claim they are definitely CIA agents with proof, but those turned out to be pointless junk, AI-generated nonsense. I mean, do you really believe this man is real-life Jason Bourne or Ethan Hunt? Come on! Let's go for a walk, shall we? You bored? Let's go. Hey Speed, if you're planning to head to China soon, I have some suggestions. Firstly, stick with the good guys and steer clear of toxic and incompetent individuals. These companies may seem very professional with years of experience, but they often lack a deep understanding of China and struggle to plan effectively. Secondly, consider reaching out to the local traffic police before arriving in a new city. In China, the regular police handle incidents such as fights, thefts, or burglaries. However, if you are speeding or heading in the wrong direction, this falls under the responsibility of the traffic police. They can escort your minivan on a fancy motorcycle during peak hours. This is neither special treatment nor privileges. It is crucial because I have observed crazy fans chasing after your van in the traffic, which can be quite dangerous. A traffic police officer on site will help deter this behavior, benefiting all road users. Thirdly, enjoy your time in China. You don't need to stream everything. Just focus on having a good experience. For instance, the Panda base in Chengdu is something you must see in person. Trust me, it's a day and night difference compared to Hong Kong. They have 10 times more pandas and red pandas, and they are not behind bulletproof glass. You should also obtain a Chinese driving license and try out some of the fancy EVs on epic mountain roads or along scenic routes. Next, make sure to try some decent local cuisines. I know you love KFC, but it would be a shame to miss out on thousands of amazing dishes available, like this 9-layer Whopper burger. Boiling chili oil over noodles. It's not a bowl of ordinary noodles. It's 1.5 meters long, one single piece. This is Xinjiang pepper skin fried beef with noodles for under $3. You pour the entire bowl of tasty beef on the noodles and stir everything together with a bite of beef or lamb skewer and a bite of raw garlic. The noodles are incredible. How about this? $23 all-you-can-eat meat buffet with drink included. A gentle dip of grilled medium rare beef fillet into buttery soy sauce. Absolutely delicious. The good news is that the store manager is happy to have Anne join us for dinner. Nice. Mushroom is juicy, but it's a big no-no for her. We had about 30 portions of meat that day. That's a happy doggo face, right? You could team up with Chef Sui. He's a fantastic special chef who knows everything about food. Dining out with him is always a great experience. He's charming and incredibly friendly, always smiling. However, you'll need a pro translator with good food knowledge to collab with him. Lastly, prepare wrap packets with cash. We usually give them during Chinese New Year or weddings. Like this one in particular is a wedding wrap packet. So giving them on a regular day feels unusual. However, in a country without tipping culture, it's better to share happiness this way than plain cash. They don't need to contain large amounts. Giving loose change worth $3 to $5 directly feels awkward. It's not insulting, but it seems somewhat strange. This is Chinese money. 20 yuan is about $3, 50 is about $7. The largest bill, 100, is about $15. So yeah, distributing red packets is definitely less unusual and sort of makes sense. That's just about it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you for spending time with us. I'm sad to say that we'll be focusing more on travel videos featuring Anne and me from now on. As one of our friends pointed out in the last video, if I keep jumping between different topics like daily life with Anne one day and China news the next, I am literally confusing the algorithm gods and harming my account's visibility and, well, banning myself. We can't keep chasing speed forever, and we need to create our own content. Until next time, unless something major happens regarding Speed's China tour, we'll see you in our next travel or food video. Love to you all. Bye!